Good thing.
Kylie, leave it. Come here. Kylie. No. Get over here. Come on. Leave it.
Leave a plots. Ava's coming along pretty well in her on and off leash obedience. She's good with distractions, such as like dogs that just happen to walk by. Next, you're going to see like there's a motorcycle going to walk or drive by. So she's good around automobiles, motorcycles, stuff like that. She's not scared of traffic. There's no stray cats particularly around right now, but she's not scared of scare stray cats or doesn't try to chase them. We have a neighborhood peacock. She doesn't bother that or the parrot. She's like say good to your parrot. The parrot can sit on her back. So we're gonna do a little on and off leash work for you, and then we'll do a little bit of the inside stuff, like when she goes to her place and lays down, has the command to go outside, has the command to go to her kennel. So right now, when she's told to lay there, the handler can get as far away as they want to, and she'll hold her position. As you see, I'll go down the road a ways. The camera will look at me and look at the dog. You'll see how far away I can get without her moving. So I was just about 100 yards away from her. Was completely out of her sight behind some vehicles. As you see, another vehicle drove by. Right now she's laying in the middle of the road. She just, the car's gonna have to run over because she's just told to lay there until her next command. So then what I can do is I can either call her to me and join beside me, or I can stop by and pick her up. So this time, for instance, up here, what I'll do is I'll pick her up, and we'll go for a little walk, and then you'll watch as when I'm gonna turn left. You're gonna see that the dog will slow down and let me turn left so we don't collide into each other. Usually when you're walking with a dog, you want the front shoulder right against your leg. It's a little bit different with a wheelchair or your scooter. The dog might have to be a little bit more forward, just so it's where the head placement is. So like if you're walking with the dog's, your shoulder against theirs, the head's just a little bit in front of your leg, so the dog can actually see in front of you to help be on the lookout, kind of on guard. So that's why the dog tries to keep its head like right in front of my leg so it can see. It doesn't go way out in front of my chair, just like it won't on your scooter. It'll just keep it just far enough where it can see what's kind of going on. So now I'm going to have the dog go to the sit command. And after that, then we'll go to a heel. Ava sits. Ava Fuß. So once again, I'm going to show you the left command. They're going this way. That's why left's so important, so that you don't collide in with the animal, the dog. If you go to the right, the dog will just follow you around. Ava Fuß. Now I'm going to set the dog down with the sit command. I'm going to go a little farther away again, but this time instead of stopping and picking the dog up in the heel command, I'm just going to call the dog to me using the come command, which is here in German. Over here. Sits. Once again, I'm going to have her lay down, use the lay down command. Ava Platz. Like I say, same as the lay down with the sit command, she has to hold her position. Let's see, right down there is a peacock. Turn the camera down by that peacock down there. We're going to walk down with the peacock and see that she's fine with him too. Ava Fuß. That's so hopefully the camera picked that up. I went between her and the bird. She had just held her position. She's not overly excitable, stuff like that. She's also doing very good inside the home. If like somebody comes to the door, she gives like a really nice alert. She alerts with stuff in the backyard. If she hears anything back there. At the same time, once you tell her everything's good, then she calms back down and goes right to house living. Now I'm going to probably go in the house now and just do a few things like give her different commands, like maybe go outside, maybe lay down, go to place, like lay on a mat, go to her cage, just come through the door, stuff like that, without interfering with the wheelchair. Okay. Take her place. So sometimes when I come in, I have her go to her bed, or her cage. But currently, if he turns the camera, there's somebody in that bed currently. So what I had to do is I just used the place command, and this is currently where I have the mat. You can put it wherever you want to, and it just means she has to go to that rug. Whenever I say place, she has to go to that rug. So I'll let her sit there for a few minutes, and I'll try to interact, I guess, or you get a drink of water, and just you'll say she holds her position there. I mean, you got total comfortability. Like right now, the front door of the house is completely open, and also the back door is completely open. So that way, I like to do a lot of that when I have her in the house now with her house training. So that way, she doesn't feel that she can just bolt out and just go take off, run down the road. So the option's always there that she can take off. But since the option's there, it's not like some of the dogs they never have the option. So when they open up the door, they go flying down the road. She's so exposed to it that everything is normal. I mean, it's okay to have when you go outside like normal, you go inside like normal. Just because you open the door doesn't mean it's anything something to go crazy over. And I'm not sure of your house layout, but you just don't focus on the dog. I don't know what your house layout, but how our house is laid out is like a kind of a great room, and then off to the right of the dog there's an entrance to the kitchen, and then over here by the fish tank there's another entrance to the kitchen. So we have it that you can claim whatever part of the house you want the dog to go to, or which spot you don't want the dog to go to. But we don't allow her in the kitchen where the food's prepared. So like something like if that bar wasn't there, you could still set up some kind of a boundary just by using correction words like hot or stuff like that, and she won't cross certain tiles. And that's kind of what it is with the kitchen. There's certain little tiles there that she can't cross. Kind of looks kind of like an opening. And she's, like I say, really good. We spend the days. I mean, there's There's treats on the little table there that she reaches. They're her treats and her bones, stuff like that. She can go smell them and let you know they're there in case you want to give her one. But she's not allowed to take them. You know, she's not allowed to do any counter surfing, stuff like that. You can have food on the tables or counters and everything's safe. The stuff on the floor, these are all things that do belong to her. So she's allowed to chew them up, bury them, destroy them at will. But then there's other things, such as the beds. You know, the beds technically belong to me. So, I mean, I let her basically lease them to sleep on, but she's not allowed to chew them out the beds. It's just like she's not allowed to chew on any of the carpeting, you know, cable cords. She's really, I mean, could be a pair of shoes, anything. I mean, so it goes through every item, and I claim it as mine. And the items that I don't claim, whatever's left over, belongs to her. Like you see, a rag, a bone, a toy, a pop bottle, just some lower end belongings, I guess, to the struggling dog. But she's doing good. You see it hold her position there. I was going to get some video outside of, you know, jumping up on some objects, loading in the car. She loves going on car rides. She just loves it. So if you ever get bored and just want to do something with her for an activity, car rides the thing to do. She just likes to go out and see things. So the next thing I'll do is I'm going to let this other dog out of the cage, and I'll make sure that she stays in her bed so the other dog can do whatever. But she has to hold her position. So, I'll let the other one out of the cage, man. So currently, the other dog's free. She's still told to go to her place. That's where she is. The other little dog, she doesn't know why she's not allowed to leave, but she isn't. My Gretchen's Then what my release command is, so she can go do what she wants, is I use the word G-O-P-L-A-Y, and I'll do that now. Ava, go play. Go play. What's wrong? So go play means she can do what she wants to. Now they can just kind of wrestle and be Dobermans again. Like I say, Ava's ears are looking really good underneath there. She just kind of set me back for a while because she likes to lay in these weird positions. And then she ends up smashing her ears sideways in the cage while she sleeps. She gets all stuffed behind the bed, and so then I have to retape them. But they're, when you get her, she's gonna have really beautiful straight ears when you get her. I'll make sure of that. That's why we're spending a little extra time taping them. These guys, they play a lot. We have a couple more that are Doberman that plays with them, and a Belgian Malinois, so they all kind of get along. They just kind of play and wrestle a lot. We'll move over put the camera over there. I'm gonna go outside. Go that way you want. Please send the aim it that way. So now I'm going to tell the dogs to go outside. Ava, get out. So the get out command, that means go outside. They're supposed to be out doing their doggy duties, but since we were out training Ava and the other one was in the cage, basically they just came back and they just went out there for a walk, so they told them to. If I wanted to stay out there, I could do that as well. Or I just close the door behind them, either one. Let's see, I suppose I'm thinking I should have her all the way completed, so everything's gonna be good. Probably, I'm hoping the second week of November. The next video I'll make, I'll do something like say with the loading into the car, getting out of the car, more of the jumping up than the getting loading into things like such as the car, different objects like a big table, which might be like a veterinarian stable might look like. Anyway. So basically just gave that one little correction word. It's just kind of like the CH and letter chips. Greta. Now that I'm doing their thing, so yeah, so the correction words are either like, which means like CH and chips, kind of make it kind of long, or a kind of a SCH. And if that doesn't work, you can also use like an and all three of those work. And if you find out sometimes one word works better in a different circumstance, no rhyme or reason why, they're just known as all like three tools in your arsenal, like your belt you can use. Which is really doing really good at retrieving. We'll do some retrieving in another video too, where it's more bright. She'll retrieve to you while she's sitting down or while she's standing up. So if you're out here sitting down, she'll bring it to you and put it on your lap, and if you're standing up, she'll put it in your hand. You don't have to do anything like bend over and pick it up. Sometimes she might try to test you. When it comes time for you to have you retrieve, if she drops the toy in front of you, don't bend over and pick it up, because what she's doing is training you, just like a baby that's going to keep throwing a pacifier out of a bed. It throws it out, you come over and pick it up and give it attention and give it back. It throws it out, you go over and pick it up. So whether you know it or not, the baby's actually training you. Same thing with the dog. So she's going to try to do stuff like bring a ball and drop it, and then watch Gary pick it up and give it to her. And then next time the ball will be a little bit farther back, and Gary will still bend over and pick it up and get the ball. And without even knowing it, you would become trained to be going farther and farther. Now you're the one that's being taught to retrieve the ball. So you don't fall into that. The only time that you'll take it and play ball with her is when she puts it exactly where she's supposed to. And you'll tell her like, you'll throw it, you'll say, Ava, get it, and she'll go over and grab her toy. Then you'll say, Ava brings. And then when she brings to you, say, Ava out, and she'll let go. So like I said, we'll work on that in our next video, and we'll try to get some store footage of being inside like Walmart or Target, something like that, along with the place command. 1 second, quick back spasm. Like I say, along with the place command, you could also, as well as being by that wall, you could set it underneath the table or underneath the booth, and you could. We'll get something smaller too, so you can just have it in your back pocket. So that way you can just lay it underneath the table or booth, and you tell the dog place, and wherever it is, it'll go to its spot and lay there and hold that position. All right, so hope everything's well, and Silver the parrot's doing good, and the dog gets along good with the parrot. He's just sleeping back there in the cage. She sleeps right beside him, and she's not allowed to. Either one of the dogs, or nobody is in here. They're down below the bird cage. There's some cracked seeds and some bird poop and some mess that the bird makes. So the dogs know that that's not stuff that they can go and no snacks. They can't go play and stuff in there. And maybe what I'll do is like just call her in. I'll have her go to her box. Ava, here. Ava, here. Bounce. Let's see, and that's normally what she does is when I bring her in, she goes immediately to her box. Since someone else was in there earlier, I had her do the place command, which worked this as well. And now that she's been trapped, really locked up, really don't need to be, just showing that you can do it. Let's open this, and she's free to do her doggy things again. All right, so we'll be in touch and talk to you soon. Thank you.